So I'm feeling this is gonna be a long video, so I will not make this intro very long because the last time I did this video, it was over an hour long, and like, yikes. So I'm gonna be doing a part 2 to my first video that I did, which was watching the Fairly Odd reboot, so y'all don't have to. Or if you guys just want to hear how it is or whatever, if just, I don't know. If you guys want to watch this video, it's fine, okay? And the first, and I think, I can't talk. And the season finale just ended, not just ended like maybe like 5 months ago. But we had the season finale and I was like, okay, cool, nice, cool. Now it's finally all wrapped up. So I feel compliant to finally do the rest of the freaking episodes I did not do. And I also got a few things wrong from my first review. I was kind of dumb and I didn't do my initial research on the whole like episode thing, whatever. So I thought that the season already ended when I made that first video, but I was entirely wrong. They were only halfway done with the season, so my bad. I was completely wrong with that. So I got a few things wrong in that video, so apologies. I did more research on this. So yeah, I also did that video before Perry came into the picture. So yeah, I had no clue about anything. I was really bad. Okay, so now I did the rest of the 40 episodes until the end. So if you guys are interested, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just gonna be talking about each episode and it's gonna be a journey. Yes, I watched it, and as I mentioned in the first review, I'm not really a fan of the show all too much, only because I feel like I'm just too old for it. I'm freaking old, dude. Okay, I'm old. I outgrew it, I believe. But I do think it's good for kids, and I do think it's like, it has funny moments. I'm not saying it's all bad. It has cute, funny moments. The animation's really cute, and some of the characters I actually do enjoy. I love the dynamic in the show, so it's not all bad. It's just personally nothing that I would, like, binge watch again. But I just wanted to see how it is, because I did grow up on the original franchise, and I watched it all the way up to the end, I'm not gonna lie. So, without no further ado, I'm just gonna get to the freaking... I'm getting to it. Enjoy. Okay, so the first episode is called Work Her Magic. So in this episode, Hazel wishes to become her mom's assistant because her mom apparently doesn't make any time for her.
I wish I was my mom's assistant.
I feel like we've probably seen this storyline before, but you know, at least Hazel's mom is actually a nice person, unlike, you know, someone's parents. Yeah, so they also mentioned that her mom's name, or her mom's assistant name, is Beatrice. They mentioned that a lot in the show. And she's also, like, only talked about, but she's never seen. And this episode is not an exception, because they just don't show her. It's almost like the first season of The Fairly Odd Parents all over again. They just don't want to show the parents' faces or reveal their names. It's whatever, I guess. But I'm not gonna lie, Hazel kind of did kill her freaking adult look. She is serving. So, what's weird is that Hazel has school, so she wishes for a doll to like replace her at school. But Kazuo and Wanda for some reason tag along with the doll instead of staying with her. And yeah, so this doll also shows up a few times in the show. And by the way, it's a doll, but it also moves. It's a movable freaking magic doll. It's creepy. I really don't like it, but she uses it as a crutch whenever she's not around. So, fun. So I find it so weird how, you know, she asked to be her mom's assistant and, like, you know, an attempt to hang out with her, which is like, I don't think that's what assistants do, but fine. Oh god. So somehow the doll at school is like acting up, and Angela has to go and get her, which is obviously not actually Hazel, but the mom doesn't know that. So she goes and picks up a doll, technically, while Hazel for some reason tries to do her mom's assistant work. So the mom fires her, and like, yeah, everything's back to normal. So now we're gonna get to the next episode, Lost in Founders Day, part 1 and part 2, but I'm just gonna group it into one video to make it easier. So as I mentioned in my first video, very briefly, I find Dev, the character, Dev Dimmadome, the most compelling character in the show, and I think he's honestly probably the most interesting character in the show. I think he's funny, and I honestly love his voice for some reason. I don't know, I feel like his voice like definitely matches him as a character. I can't really explain it, but you know, I just think it really fits his character. And in case you guys forget, yes, Dev Dimmadome is Doug Dimmadome's grandson, so you know, he's Dale Dimmadome's son. He's a Dimmadome, okay? A Dimmadome. So this is his like first big part since the episode development that I reviewed in my last video. So yeah, so basically he prevents Hazel in that video, or in that episode. So in this episode they are pretty much on good terms, surprisingly. So I honestly like how they made that consistent. Like they didn't like just like the end of the episode they're back to how they were before. They became friends in the episode development and they stayed friends throughout the season, pretty much. We'll get to it, but at least in this episode they are considered still friends. Another reason why I like Dev's character is because like he honestly simply has the best episodes. I'm not gonna lie, most of his episodes are the best, and they also are rated one of the best episodes on IMDb. I looked it up because I was a crazy nutcase. I was curious. So like I said, this is a 2-part episode, but I'm just gonna group it together to make it all easier for the rest of us. So apparently Founders Day is coming up for them, which is basically just like a Dimmadelphian, a holiday in Dimmadelphia that celebrates the founders of the town, which obviously includes Dev's dad, who is, again, Dale Dimmadome.
My dad runs the festival, and he gave me a very important job.
And the guy who is also traumatized by lemonade, apparently. So yeah, if you can't find a reason to like Dale, like I had a hard time doing, then also know that his voice actor is a drag queen. You love him yet? You know what's honestly sad is that Dev tries to like suck it up to his dad since he, you know, never gets attention, and he heard his dad say eat a lizard when he was talking on the phone, and Dev thought he was talking to him, and bro didn't even question it.
Eat a lizard!
What? If you say so? I'm a little hungry, I guess.
Like he was about to make his dad satisfied. That is so sad. Oh god, I can't breathe. So Dale says that he has a statue, and then he like teases Dev into thinking the statue was actually him and Dev, saying how special it is to him and yada yada yada. And yeah, Dale deserves none of my time right now. So meanwhile, while this is all happening, Hazel is like hyperfixating on winning like this hat that you get if you win like a scavenger hunt at the Founders Day festival. Like she really wants this hat, guys. Like she really wants this hat.
Yep, makes sense to me. Count your steps, etc., etc. Now, Mr. Guzman, tell us about this hat.
Yeah, like she really wants this hat. So we also see Cosmo and Wanda acting sus again with Hazel's parents, and Cosmo accidentally telling them that he gave birth.
I mean, that's what it felt like when I had him. I mean, when Wanda had him.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Guys, I wish more than anything I have footage of when I first saw that, because I died, bro. I died. Like it took me out, bro. Like I took LOL to the next freaking level. I like DOL'd. Is that something? DOL'd, like died of laughter, because that's me. Also, side note, Hazel makes it known that she like never unwishes wishes, by the way. So we see that dinosaur that she wished for in one of the first episodes, and the freaking talking dumpster that she accidentally wished for in another episode, which is just freaking great. It's great, bro. She never wishes them, and they're here. They help out for the Founders Day Festival, and no one else questions them. A talking dumpster and a dinosaur. No one cares. Just no one cares. And Cosmo also calls Wanda Wandala for some reason, and I must have zoned out because I really don't know why he called her that.
It's a huge problem, Wandala.
Oh god. Like she really loves that hat. So part 10,000 of Cosmo and Wanda being better parents than Hazel's actual parents.
Is that our daughter over there losing her entire mind?
Yep, sure is.
So back to the actual plot. Hazel tries the scavenger hunt, but like doesn't know the answers, so she asks a bunch of statues to come to life and help her win a competition. Do I have to bring out the rules for you very odd parents freaking writers? I'm summoning Butch Hartman. Butch Hartman, come to the freaking stand, bro. Oh god. This is me venting. I got summoned into jury duty. I'm not looking forward to it.
Now to reveal this year's Lil Founders Trivia Contest prize.
Like I said, like really wants that hat. Gross. Oh hey, Dale. I guess we're back to you now.
Boo! You stink!
So Dale, being the creep and the P.3 that he actually is, tries to give bracelets to the kids at the festival so he knows what they want so he can make money off of them. And Dev is way too innocent for his own good god, I swear.
So great! You get to help kids right away!
No, not help kids. Make money.
Why are you the way that you are?
So Dale discovers that there's like an anomaly in the system, and like, I don't know why, I'm kind of weirdly like shook that they use the word anomaly in a kid's show, only because it's such a big word. Like, it's not inappropriate or anything, it's just such a big word, and I feel like majority of people, even adults, don't even know what that means. It just weirds me. And obviously it just means like the odd one out. As the episode goes on, it's kind of easy to figure out what anomaly means. Oh, and Hazel's the anomaly, by the way. She's the anomaly.
My lucky boots. The most important thing in my life right there.
Wow, Dale is such an ass. What Dale loves most in the entire world is his boots. Even Cosmo was like, bitch, please.
I was sure it was gonna be a statue of that man and his son.
Hazel has more freaking social graces than his freaking father, so she actually went to go check on Dev, knowing that he must be upset. Queen. So basically Hazel wins the hat, and there's a little dance scene because she really wanted this hat.
This is everything I've ever wanted in this entire world.
So Dale finds out that Hazel is the anomaly, so he tells Dev to go after her. Like the creep that he is. Dale, not Dev. Dev has my heart. Dale can go die in a hole filled with freaking lemonade, bro. Like, for all I care. So Dev asks for Hazel to give him the hat so she won't be found, and he accidentally calls her the anomaly.
Just give me the hat, anomaly!
Which honestly kind of hurts Hazel's feelings because Dev used to always call her nicknames as a way to like insult her and stuff. But once they started being friends, he, stopped calling her nicknames and started calling her by her actual name. So him going back and calling her a nickname kind of hurt her. And so he basically just steals the hat, and the statues start attacking, and Cosmo disguises himself as Dale, like, for some reason. So Hazel can sneak into Dale's office. Why? No one knows. I'm kidding. There's reasons for this, obviously. But she goes into the office to try to stop the robots from attacking. So, for some reason, Wanda as Cosmo's boot is, like, too funny to me for some reason. Like, it seems unnecessary, but I love it. So, at the end, poor freaking Dev gives Hazel, like, the hat back, but then Hazel is, like, so pissed at him calling her the anomaly. So she says that he's just like his father, which is, like, triggering.
But Hazel, we are! Just, Hazel! I stopped the au pairs from finding you.
So basically, at the very end of the episode, we see Dev is alone in his room, being upset that his father doesn't love him anymore. He never did to begin with. I'm sorry, Dev. But he only finds he wants nothing to do with him, and then he finally admits how miserable he is, and
Hey kid, I'm Pooh. Well, at least I was. I changed my name to Perry. Like Periwinkle. Check the threads, huh? I'm your new fairy godparent. And kid, I'll take you from Dev to Devine.
You're my what?
Yeah, so I made a whole video about Perry, so check that out. And his entrance is freaking iconic, bro. It's iconic. And I also like how they foreshadowed him by having Cosmo talking about him throughout the episode. Nice touch. So yeah, Poof is back. His name is Perry now. Fun. So honestly, it's a pretty damn good episode, and I'm not gonna lie, I checked. It is one of the highest rated on IMDb, and I definitely can see why. And yeah, so Poof was the first of, or Perry is the first of many returning characters, so nice. There's also a concerning amount of people who ship Perry with Dale. So that's something, I guess. So the fourth episode is called Croc to the Future. Wonder what that's about. So we see Hazel's dad, Marcus, fangirling over like this renowned scientist named AJ. Wonder who that is.
My hero, Anthony James Jr., won't be present. He founded the Galaxy Institute when he was just 10 years old.
He even shows a picture of him in the same 2D style when he was 10 years old, which is kind of funny to me for some reason. And damn, Angela, I freaking see you, girl. I see you in this episode, okay? So AJ looks like Groot from the Despicable Me, but that's not the point. So I just find it funny how like they bring him back in this episode, but honestly he had no real purpose in this episode. Like, he was not the main dude at all. And I find it so funny how out of all the characters they bring AJ in, which again is funny for some reason. I don't know why, that makes me laugh. Like, he really had no purpose. And this show loves making out of context or out of pocket fourth wall breaking jokes. It's so funny for some reason.
Crocker! Denzel Crocker!
This is just getting sad now. Like, Crocker has dedicated, bro. He dedicated his entire life to catching freaking fairies since he lost his fairies when he was freaking 10 years old. And apparently he's in his 60s now. He's been searching for fairies for about half a century. Oh my god. It's like, so Cosmo wanted to disguise himself as Hazel's handbag, and then gets taken from her because people are sus about them, and so Crocker helps her get it back. So yeah, he soon discovers that they are actually Cosmo and Wanda. What else is new? So he steals them, forgetting that they could just, you know, poof away from them, which they end up doing. And again, so I won't lie, at first I thought that Cosmo and Wanda honestly forgot about Crocker, the way that they reacted to him when they first saw him. How, you know, they were his godparents at one point in time, but nah, luckily they remembered him and they mentioned that, so good.
You know him? He's a fairy catcher who used to terrorize our last god kid.
And before that, he was our god kid.
How could they freaking forget this face? Yuck. So you guys freaking know the drill. He tries to capture them, blah blah blah, but he finally name drops Timmy. Well, his last name, so nice. The first character in the show to actually do so. Like it.
Kid I used to terrorize with a pink hat. What was his name? Tooby, trombone, trebuchet.
So yeah, Hazel captures Crocker in like a ghost catching machine, and yeah, that's it. So now we're gonna go to the episode Battle of Dimmadan. So Perry and Dev return in this episode. Heck yeah! And this episode is, it's a lot, guys. It's a lot. So we see that Dev has been running Perry freaking dragged since becoming his fairy godparent, being impossibly difficult.
No, perfection is subjective. You might want to ask for a specific flavor.
I said wrong. Try again.
And for some reason, we learn that Perry hasn't told his parents that he is a godparent yet, and that he hasn't seen them since he got back from their 10,000-year vacation. What does that mean?
I haven't seen them since they got back from their 10,000-year vacation. I haven't even told them that I'm fairy godparenting yet.
What? Like, okay. Like, has it actually been 10,000 years? Or is that just, like, in fairy years? Or just because they've been traveling through different time zones that go over the course of 10,000 years? Guys, this is more confusing to me than it should be. It's a freaking kids show, guys. I mean, why would I ever freak out over a kids show? So basically, Perry also tries to not be seen by his parents throughout the full episode, even though they're in the same place, pretty much. Yeah. So the kids go on a field trip to the museum, and the teacher tells them about this, like, spirit called, what's the name of her? What's the name of her again?
Biozalia.
Also, they apparently go on, like, it's like a sleep field trip, so they also sleep here, apparently. Have anyone been to a sleeping field trip that's, like, not camp? Like, have you guys actually, like, like, slept during a field trip? If so, let me know, because I definitely have not. So Dev, being the little beast that he is, wishes for Biozalia. He wishes for her staff, pretty much, so he can scare his classmates, and Perry does it. He kind of has no choice, bless his heart. I just love how, like, no one at the writer's table cares about Cosmo and Wanda being seen anymore. Like, no one cares. Like, the teacher and the students are right freaking there. Perry is floating right freaking there. Like, they poof away. Does anyone care? So Hazel wishes she had the staff, and so there's like a funny back and forth fight between Dev and Perry, or Dev and Hazel, wishing that they both had the freaking staff.
I wish I had the staff.
Oh, what's wrong with your magic?
So Dev really wants to scare his classmates because he's like bored and he's miserable, I guess. And wishes that Biozalia would come back to life, which I also believe is against the rules, but what do I know? I'm just a fan who watched the OG franchise. So Perry is like the definition of like your conscience hovering over your shoulder. He keeps trying to talk to Dev out of all his wishes and then gives him some sweet advice, but Dev was like,
I don't need friends.
No, but you do need therapy. Sorry. So cue the Spider-Man meme, because we see Cosmo, Wanda, Perry, Dev, and Hazel all meet up and they are all shook.
I knew you were up to something. Wait a minute. You have a fairy?
No, wait, you have two fairies?
No.
Wait, you have a fairy god kid?
No!
So I won't lie, the background moment of this scene is actually pretty funny. Like, we see the fairies falling even though they have wings. The kids in the back being possessed while Hazel and Dev are trying to make amends after their fight at the Founders Day Festival. Top tier moment, bro. So the solution was to both wish for the spirit to be gone, because it's more powerful when it's 3 fairies over 1 spirit. So yeah, that worked. That's the end. Moving on. So next episode is Patty Possum Party Playground. Oh god, okay, so Hazel takes a copyright-free trip to Chuck E. Cheese's with her friends, and then they realize those mascot things that, you know, they sing like Blank and Cheese does. Yeah, so these robots, they kind of suck. So Hazel wishes for them to come to life. That's a theme in this show, apparently. So, you know, they come to life. So yeah, just like everything, it goes fine at first. They're playing, they're having fun, but then it all goes to crap. Meanwhile, Cosmo and Wanda lose their wands in a claw machine. Like that was a trend in the old show to like cause conflict, but that's besides the point. I kind of like how we see Hazel's parents, who are like paranoid that they're gonna be late picking Hazel up at the arcade that she's at, which explains where Hazel gets her tendencies to overthink sometimes.
We better get going.
It takes exactly 29.5 minutes to get there. We're fine. Oh no, we're late! Quick to the car! No time for shoes!
Honestly, I really did find that part to be kind of funny for some reason. I don't know why. So again, it ends with Hazel not unwishing the wish, which isn't bad. It's just kind of funny for some reason. Like, she gets along with everyone. Like, she gets along with this freaking crazy thing that she brought to life, and she just doesn't unwish it. We see her again in the season finale, by the way. So the next episode is called A Date to Remember. So this episode is actually really sweet. Not gonna lie, it's really sweet. It's about Hazel accidentally wishing her parents have never met before, so she has to get them back together again. Back to the future who? So it starts with Hazel doing like a puppet show for her parents for their anniversary. And then Hazel asks Cosmo and Wanda what they do for their anniversary, and then Cosmo says that they go to the diner where they first met, and then it feels like they're falling in love all over again. And I love that freaking callback to the musical episode of the Fairly Odd Parents where we see them first meet, and I'm gonna take this as a confirmation. So Hazel wishes for them to fall in love all over again, which makes them forget that they even know each other. And Hazel, of course. They forget everything. Yeah.
The anniversary, Mom!
Mom, you must be mistaken.
Yeah. So this is another theme in the show where Cosmo and Wanda will grant the wish for Hazel, but after they grant the wish, then they tell her what they had to do to grant the wish. Like, it would have been like, they knew about this. They said, in order for us to grant the wish, we had to make it so they don't know each other. Like, if you guys knew this beforehand, why didn't you tell her before you made the wish, guys? Tell her to word it differently. Where is that nagging fairy that we knew in the original, Wanda? You're the smart one. I'm kind of pissed, bro.
You can do the setup, but according to the rules, only Cupid can make people fall in love.
Okay, so now the rules come into play. Damn it, Wanda. What happened to the smart girl? So since they can't mess up true love, Hazel wishes for Cupid to appear and... Bro went through the ultimate twink death. Like, what happened, bro? Hashtag not my Cupid. Tom Kenny, where are you? So because Cupid is kind of an ass now, he says that they have to have like a matchmake off to see if the parents really can fall in love all over again. Bro is like actively working against them, by the way, by like inviting Angela's ex-boyfriend, who is an absolute Chad, but then she realizes that she likes the goofball that is Marcus instead of someone who's actually hot like her ex-boyfriend. And then of course everything is fixed. Nice. Also, Wanda confirmed that Cosmo's last name is actually Cosma.
An amazing interception by Cosma.
Like, what a freaking name, bro. What a name. So that means that Wanda's name is Wanda Cosma Fairywinkle. And then that means that Perry's name is Periwinkle Cosma Fairywinkle. Guys, I can die and be satisfied right now. Like, this is all I need. This is all I need. Okay, so the next episode. Again. Okay, so the next episode is called Lost in Fairy World. So Perry... okay. So Perry and Dev return, aka my favorite boys. So Dev is... I'm sorry, okay. I promise I'm not trying to laugh. So Dev is in Cosmo and Wanda's apartment. I guess they still do own this apartment. Fun to know. And then basically Dev wishes that he could go to Fairy World, but Perry, being new and incompetent, doesn't know how to really say no to this. even though asking to go to Fairy World is against the rules. Even though Timmy went to Fairy World a bunch of times, but we're not going to mention that. So for a loophole, Dev wishes he could simply just go to Fairy World. I don't know. So they arrive, and I won't lie, the callback that they have in this episode is honestly weirdly cool. Like, they mentioned the Hocus Poconos from like season 8, I think it was. The place where unwished wishes go. A place where Hazel will never be because girl does not unwish her wishes. Like, she has nothing there. Nothing there.
That's where I want to go! The one place I can't! The Hocus Poco stick or whatever!
So, cause Dev is a savage, he steals Perry's wand and then simply goes there without telling the fairies. So Hazel and Dev are legit messing around at Fairy World, while Perry and his parents are freaking stressing out because his wand is missing, and so are the children. Damn, bro should have taken that job at the Fairy School of Dentistry. Side note, but I love how Perry already got phlebotomy surgery. Like, if you guys don't know what that means, that's like a term that people have came up with when a character, as the show goes on, starts to become more feminine and then starts to get a higher voice. Like, it's been 6 episodes and Perry is already following out of his dad's footsteps. Like, it's hilarious.
Hey kid, I'm Pooh. Well, at least I was. I changed my name to Perry, like Periwinkle.
I bet Jorgen has another fairy tracker in here. If we find it, we can pinpoint the location of my wand.
So apparently Sparky is also canon in this universe, even though he wasn't in the episode. I mean, even though he wasn't in the last season of the Fairly Odd Parents. I thought they sent him back to the pound, or you know. So yeah, the kids come back. They escape at the end. Happy ending. So the next episode is called The Treble with Rivals. So this episode, it's just weird. It's so weird. Okay, so basically, Hazel's friend Wynn is an orchestra nerd, and then Jasmine is a band nerd. So they fight over what is better, and to say under no certain terms, you can't be friends with the other. Like, you have to choose orchestra or band. They cannot be friends. Apparently it goes back to the freaking Renaissance era. You can't be friends with the opposite. I'm not either. I'm not a band or orchestra kid, so let me know if that's true. So Hazel is freaking stressed, and then she wishes that she can play every single instrument in the entire world.
Cosmo, Wanda, I wish I could play all instruments.
So since it's a musical instrument, they summon the music fairy that they have all of a sudden. Sorry, I meant the music fairy. There's a silent N.
No. The music fairy. There's a silent N at the beginning.
How could you tell I didn't say the silent N?
Where was she during the whole Timmy Triangle episode? The disrespect. I mean, Katy Perry who? Like, seriously. So Hazel gets overwhelmed and fed up and then wishes that band and orchestra kids could just get along, and when she wished for that, they made all music disappear. Another thing that they did not tell her till after they made the wish.
My beautiful voice! It's gone!
So does that mean no Reputation's Tailed version? So they go to the freaking music fairy again, and Girly says if Hazel can bring the band kids and the orchestra kids together, then she shall restore music to the freaking land. Girl. She couldn't do that. She didn't want to do that. That's why Hazel made this wish in the first place. So anyway, since this is a kid show, she ends up achieving this goal, and wait.
Surprise! What's up, small fry? You are awesome.
Anthony! Yes! No, not Anthony. It's Antony, without an H. I don't know why either. I looked it up on Wikipedia. So wait, since who's Heather? Since Hazel's brother has arrived, are Kazuo and Wanda just gonna pack their bags and leave? Like, she got used to her town. She got used to her school. She has great friends. Her parents love and care for her. She's on good terms with the freaking antagonist of the show. And she has her brother back. Is this it? Like, what? Is it just because, like, I don't know, her principal is an occasional bitch or something? Bruh. So now we have Rattle Conda Racers. So Hazel wishes for her and her brother to go into a board game, and he does not question it. He does not question it. Okay, OOTD check with our favorite fairy couple. Killing it as always. So as they play the game, Hazel gets pissed off because he's not playing right. He admits that things are different now since going off to college, and how he met a girl he wants to get with, but you know, but he can't, so you know, it doesn't really matter.
And I want Deja to be my girlfriend, but I don't know how to tell her.
Like, nothing ever comes from this, so doesn't matter. So they complete the game, and that's it. And bro still does not question it. Like, what college is he at? If they tell me that he is at an Ivy League school, like they always do in these shows, like they always do. So next episode is Dig a Little Deeper. So it's basically show and tell in Hazel's class, and she has a rock collection, but she feels like she needs to like up her game a little bit, so she wishes she could go underground and dig up a rock she actually likes. So this episode also proves that Wanda definitely wears the pants in the relationship, but we also knew that, so not a huge surprise.
Allow me. Oh no! I broke a nail!
I got this, sweetie.
Sweet mother, gym memberships! You ripped, Wanda!
So Kazuo and Wanda lose their wands, typical, and they find out a freaking rock monster takes them. So they get pissed, and then the rock monsters try to kill them. So get this. Hazel is literally about to be dropped into a boiling pot of lava, and then she freaking gives her presentation about why she likes rocks so much all of a sudden, and the rock monster gets moved by this, so they save her. So she gets a cute rock, and then she uses it for her presentation. Wait, Perry makes a cameo in this episode. Okay, where was Perry in the first scene? Like, where did he go? He needed a break from Dev, and honestly, I get it. Bro deserves a break.
Me, personally, I wouldn't let that slide. Rock, slide!
Wanda, stop. Stop hitting up with that frickin' Gen Z slang. You're a frickin' boomer, dude. I mean, she's honestly not even a boomer. She's like, what is she, like 20,000 years old at this point? She's a prehistoric boomer. So Hazel visits Dev for his birthday, and Bro gets all excited because he thinks his father actually remembered his birthday for once, and he technically did, but I guess he hired a party princess. And it's Vicky. Who hasn't aged a day because she is a freaking vampire. Wow, the show is slowly starting to kill me. Oh god. Yes, the Grey's Anatomy cup is making an appearance this episode. Nice. So, Dale must really freaking hate his son. He wants him dead, bro. He legit got the girl who traumatized him and locked him in a freaking cellar for years, may I add, and tortured him over some goddamn freaking lemonade. He did use AI drones to plan this party, so I guess I can't blame him. Except for forgetting his kid's birthday. Like, I never thought that the freaking Lemonade episode would bring so much lore to this show. It's so funny. But joke's on Vicky. She's stuck working as a freaking party princess, definitely making minimum wage, and then Dale is in charge of $1 billion freaking company. I mean, he's still an ass, but it's something. So Perry goes off with his parents to show them around, while Dev is like suffering having Vicky at his party. Also, Vicky confirmed Swiftie.
Make friendship bracelets!
So while this is all happening, Cosmo, Wanda, and Perry discover Dale's secret lair and a project that he was working on called Project H. I also love how Hazel was like talking about her fairies in front of Vicky. I don't think I need to point this out anymore. It happens a lot in the show.
Gotcha! Go find our fairies!
So finally, Dev and Hazel escape Vicky and meet up with their fairies, and they find out about Vicky being there and they get all PTSD'd about it.
Yeah! Do you know her?
Know her. We're terrified of her.
And Wanda finally mentions Timmy for the first time by his name. Thank God.
Oh, Vicky being a terrible babysitter is the reason our old god kid Timmy got us in the first place.
I was worried that she forgot for a second over their 10,000-year vacation. So Cosmo and Wanda transform into human, and then they tell Vicky off, tell her to F off, and she turns into a little bitch, and then she runs away. So apparently her kryptonite is parents. So that would have been nice to know.
That would have been really handy to know a couple decades ago.
Then Dev looks at his dad's secret lair and then finds out that Project H is Hazel. Hazel is Project H. Which is so freaking creepy. Like, dude owns $1 billion freaking company. He got nothing else better to do than stalk a freaking 10-year-old girl. It's the same thing with Plankton from SpongeBob. Like, except this is even worse because this involves a 10-year-old girl. But Plankton from SpongeBob, like, no wonder you're not getting any business, Plankton. You're too busy trying to steal a freaking secret formula. Spending your time and energy trying to get a freaking formula from someone else's freaking restaurant. Why don't you, I don't know, try to come up with your own recipe? Or why don't you just make something that everyone else has? I don't know, just like burger or something. Make a freaking burger, bro. People might come. They might come more if you freaking so chum. That is dead fish you're feeding people. You, sir, ain't right. So Dev gets triggered because he finds out that Hazel technically wishes for her and Dev to become friends in the episode's development. So he turns pretty much back to evil because his father cares more about his 10-year-old friend, I'm sorry, than his own son, apparently.
You got in my head. You've been playing me from the start.
So she leaves in a very somber scene. I won't lie. It was sad. Then the freaking episode ends with Dev yelling at Perry, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. This scene actually kind of made me cry the first time I saw this. I'm not gonna lie, I did shed a tear. It was sad. Something about it really upset me.
I wish you would leave me alone!
As you wish, kid.
For both of them. I mean, Dev for being so hurt, and then Perry being like confused and like regretful of what happened. And it ends all, and the freaking episode ends with Dev flying off screen and sobbing. Like, holy crap, bruh. This is what the show is missing. This right here, it was freaking intense. It was good because, like I said, my favorite dynamic is Dev and Perry. I love that dynamic because every dynamic we've seen in the Fairly Odd Parents is like an evil fairy with an evil kid, or a nice fairy with a nice kid. We never seen two opposites combined. I thought that was freaking. I think that's what kids need. Difficult kids need difficult kids need good fairies to teach them what's right from wrong. Damn. I'm still pissed, bro. I'm pissed about the finale. So the next episode is this. So this episode makes me feel like I'm actually on crack, bro. Like actually on crack. This is so freaking random. So Hazel's parents won't let her have french fries for dinner, so she asked, or she wishes, for unlimited french fries.
I wish I could have unlimited french fries.
Yeah.
And did you know Frenching is a culinary term that refers to the process of cutting food lengthwise into strips? That's why they call them french fries.
I thought Frenching meant like making out. I wish my mind was so innocent. So to fill up a runtime, Hazel sings a song about how much she likes fries, and honestly, can't blame her. Same girl. Preach. Preach, girl. I mean, Wendy's fries, they slap.
I like them thin and crunchy with a smattering of salt. I like them wedged and chunky, dunked in any kind of sauce. I like them limp and noodly and waffled like a scoop. Could be any fried potato, tater tots, I like them too.
Hazel's an icon for this, I'm not gonna lie. And I also, I'm not gonna lie, that I kind of think the song is a bop. It's a bop. It shouldn't be, but it is. So the next morning, Hazel finds out that she turned into a potato. She's a potato now. I guess they really took "you are what you eat" literally. So they visit Mother Nature for whatever reason, and then Hazel has like a dumb moment and then makes Mother Nature pissed off, and Hazel almost kills herself. The end. Okay, no, but can you imagine though? So Mother Nature forgives her and then turns her back into herself. Now the end. God. So this episode was called The Haunting of Wells House. And this episode wasn't like stupid or anything. I just did not care for it in the slightest. I don't know what about it. I don't know what about it. I just did not care. Like, it just bored me for some reason. I really don't know. I'm sorry if you guys like this episode. It just wasn't for me. So that basically this episode is where Hazel is alone with her dad, and then Cosmo and Wanda give them a movie to watch, and they get freaked out, and like the dad turns the whole house into like an investigation. For a show that claims that they are low on budget, they sure spent a lot of money on different freaking fairy models. There's like a new fairy in every episode. Yeah, so basically Marcus traps a fairy from the fairy world thinking it's a ghost. So then Jorgen shows up. He shows up to help. And yeah, it's all fine at the end. Like always. Oh hey, it's Devin Perry episode. Okay, so next episode is called Best of Luck. And yeah, so for some reason Hazel's school is having a rock, paper, scissors tournament. I mean, of course they are. Like, why does so much stuff goes on at Hazel's school? Like, my freaking school was boring as shit. Okay, so then we see Deb argue with Perry because Perry is a rule follower, and as we know, Deb is a rule breaker. Okay, so get this. Hazel wins the first round of the rock, paper, scissors tournament, and then Deb accuses her of wishing for it. I mean, not to her face. He's just kind of ranting about this to his fairy, which causes a fight between Deb and Perry. Perry legit quits, and then he leaves, and then... Wait.
Hey, kid. Huh?
Wait. Who's that?
I'm Foo. Well, at least I was. I changed my name to Irem.
Ew.
Check the threads.
Bro is ugly. Okay, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think his model is as bad as people have been making him out to be. But the fandom is freaking roasting him, and I won't lie, it's funny. It's funny, okay? At first, I thought it was weird because I thought he was supposed to, like, look like Perry. That's the whole point. He's an anti-fairy. I thought he was supposed to look like Perry. And yeah, it's weird that he doesn't. But I kind of got used to him. I kind of got used to his look, to be honest. So, like, it's fine. It's fine. So, yeah. Foop returns. And he changes his name to Irep, which is... It's great. It's just great. So he takes over as Dev's anti-fairy godparent, and then Dev takes a liking to IREP much more than he did to Perry. So Dev wishes that he was back in the tournament, and then he wishes that he would also win, so he cheated. So he does, because the rules do not apply to anti-fairies.
I am Perry's opposite. Cunning, vindictive, handsome.
Don't do that to my boy. Like, he's fine. So Hazel congratulates him because she's actually a good kid. So then a whole battle scene kind of breaks out between IREP and Cosmo and Wanda. I always love how apparently kid shows can't really like say, like, they're kind of weary about saying the word kill. So instead he says this.
I wish Cosmo and Wanda were nothing!
Which sounds like a freaking last minute change, I'm not gonna lie. So Jorgen shows up and then dismisses IREP as Dev's godparent because Perry apparently hasn't turned in his 2-week notice. Meaning all the wishes that he made with Dev was pretty much invalid, since Perry is still technically his godparent.
When I quit, I never gave 2 weeks notice! So Dev is still my godkid.
So yeah, so Dev pouts and then he asks his like AI drones to search up anti-fairies.
Find me everything there is to know about anti-fairies.
As if that work. Like the fairy godparents wiki just pops up. So honestly, I thought that this was like a way, like a Perry kind of regretting leaving Dev, since he stated that he was actually spying on Dev when he was with IREP, feeling jealous of them actually being together. But as the episode continues, it ends up being the actual case. Like, it ends up being with that Perry actually did quit on Dev, which I find funny for some reason. So next episode is Hazel Wells and the Multiverse of Jenkins. This episode, guys, it was a trip. It was okay. So apparently it's daylight savings time, and the teacher reminds them to
set your clocks back.
Yeah, get used to his voice, by the way. We hear it a lot in this episode. So for some reason, Dev tells Hazel that like the kid in their class named Jenkins has a crush on Hazel.
Hey, Hawking! I heard Jenkins has a crush on you.
So she panics when she sees him in the hallway and then accidentally messes up his name, which I don't know why she felt so embarrassed when she doesn't have a crush on him, but like, okay. Because she doesn't have a crush on him, by the way. Apparently Jenkins likes her, but she doesn't like him. And she gets all flustered and nervous for some reason. Crazy teen hormones. Or 10. She's literally 10. 10-year-old hormones. So she wishes that she could turn back time. So she ends up not messing up his name. So they call Father Time in. Of course they do. And so she eats cereal that turns back time. And there's a song, by the way.
Tickety-tock, tickety-tock, loopity, scoopity. Time loops, what day sweet is made from wheat and makes time immaterial. Ding, that's right, it's time loop cereal.
Nope. No. I don't know if I was the only one who I never liked Fairly Odd Parents songs. I don't know why. The Christmas song is okay. There's also a song later this season that I actually kind of like. But Cosmo Wanda's voice, please. I love you guys, but please, no. Like, are you guys okay? Like, who's holding a gun to your guys' head? I'm so sorry. So as you can probably guess, Hazel keeps messing up and then having to go back in time again and again and again. And we hear the teacher's voice every time she goes back in time.
Set your clocks back. Set your clocks back. Set your clocks back. Set your clocks back.
So everyone starts to fall in love with her from her doing the tiniest bit of deeds, including Dev.
Wow, I never noticed how ruthless you are. I love you, Hazel Antoinette Wells.
Okay, but all jokes aside, Hazel Antoinette Wells is a freaking beautiful name. Like, no joke, it's a really pretty name. I don't know. I don't know. What's happening? So Hazel finally tells Jenkins that she doesn't like it back, and Dev tells her that it was just a prank and that, you know, he never liked her to begin with, and so she gets pissed.
Psych! I made it up, H.G. Wells.
Her face. Her face. Guys, I can't. Let the credits play. So there's honestly a rumor going around that Dev actually has the hots for Hazel, which is why he teases her all the time, messing up her name, and then he also lied about something about someone else liking her to mess with her. Also because in this episode, everyone was kind of under a spell, and they all kind of had a thing for her, and when they had the thing for her, they had heart on their eyes. Instead of their actual eyes, they were heart eyes. But he was the only character who confessed his love to her, but he did not have heart eyes, so meaning his feelings could have been real. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of believe it. Then we get to the episode Growing Pains. So finally, Hazel wishes to be a teen. Nice. We saw her as an adult, but you know, I love seeing long legs Hazel. So she wants to get into a PG-13 movie, but her parents couldn't be there for her. So she wishes that she was 13 so she could go into the movies by herself. I mean, she honestly could have just got Cosmo and Wanda to come in with her as humans, since they are, you know, so they're gonna be with her anyway as her freaking keychain, as her freaking pop figurines. And this whole episode could have been avoided, but you know. Yeah. I love how 13 is only 2 years older than she actually is in this show, and she grows so much, it's so funny.
Notice anything different about me?
Your neck is longer.
My arms and legs too. Plus I feel older, wiser, more...
The title is starting to make a lot more sense.
Were y'all teenagers in the 1950s or something?
No, we were teenagers in the 1590s.
Like I said, prehistoric boomers. Oh my god, this is Dinkelberg sighting. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, the characters look so fine in this episode. I can't. So Hazel starts growing pasta out of her armpits, and we don't question it because this is a Fairly Odd Parents episode. So apparently when fairies go through puberty, they go through pasta puberty.
But not impossible? Yeah, this isn't clearing up anything.
And so since Hazel wishes to be older, they had to, you know, fairy-tize her, I guess. Another example of them not telling her things until after she grants the wish.
Oh, every day it's something with y'all.
That is the realest thing I think I heard Hazel ever say. Like, ever say. So anyway, Hazel goes crazy, then people start seeing her, and then film crews start recording her on a live stream, or on live TV. And then we get another Perry cameo, and he's watching the news. Oh god. So, I know this episode isn't about him, but we see that he's in Cosmo and Wanda's apartment, probably couch surfing, and probably unemployed. Ouch. I mean, you still have the favorite school of dentistry. So she simply just wishes for her to be a kid again. Problem solved. don't really know why she didn't wish for that before, but like, to each his own. So now we get to the episode Fairy for a Day. So the title is as follows: Hazel becomes a fairy for a day. So Cosmo and Wanda want to go to this fairy con that is happening in Fairy World. Hazel can't come because she's not a fairy, but she comes anyway. So there's a part where this like shiny fairy girl comes up to Cosmo and Wanda, and like they have no clue who she is.
Oh, hi! Friend? Who was that?
I have no idea.
And I'm not gonna lie, I really don't get the purpose of that scene. Like, I don't know. I really don't get the purpose of that, but it's cool, I guess. So we also see that they have like a tribute for fairies who died during magical build-up. It's so sad. It's so sad that it's funny. I can't. Guys, it's so late right now. So they leave Hazel for 1 second, and then Hazel signs up to be an actual fairy, which is honestly kind of sus. Like, why do they have a sign-up sheet to become a fairy at a freaking fairy convention? Unless this fairy is trying to get rid of all humans. Stupid. So because Hazel is not fairy, she gets an anti-fairy, and I won't lie, she's kind of a baddie. She's a baddie.
Hi, I'm Liza.
Monster High wishes. So Cosmo and Wanda okay, so Cosmo and Wanda are unable to make her human again. So Hazel just basically destroys the certificate that she gets to make her human again. And poof, back to normal. No pun intended. So now we get to the episode Stuck in My Head. So this episode's so weird, guys. It's bad. It's again, no offense if you guys like this show, but this episode was not for me. So Hazel takes a friendship quiz with her friends, and then she finds out that they have a 0%. And they say, don't sweat it, it's fine. But then Hazel be stressing about it. And so she wishes that Wynn and Jasmine were basically like inside her head. So they create like a museum of Hazel so they could learn more about her. Most of this episode is just them learning about her, the stuff the audience probably already knows. Hazel also gets freaked out because she sees that there's a poem there that she wrote when she was 9 years old, and obviously she's 10 years old, so Wanda was like, oh, it was only a year ago. And then Hazel says,
Look, a year is a long time when you've only been alive a decade.
Yeah, you could tell that a bunch of old people wrote this episode, because like a 10-year-old would never say that. A 10-year-old thinks that they lived a full life, trust me. That was me when I was 10. I thought I should be paying bills at that point. So much happens here, bro. So she basically has to fight her inner thoughts by being confident, I guess. And again, they don't question how weird any of this is. Like, why is this normal to you guys? Like, what have you seen? Are you guys okay? Like, are you guys okay? And sure, I know there's a moral in this episode somewhere. And I know the moral is to, you know, fight your inner demons, be confident. It's just weird. It's just so weird. And this episode is not any less weird. It's really not. It's not. This episode is called Mind the Gap. So I know I say this a lot, but this episode makes me feel like I'm actually having some type of episode. So Hazel gets suddenly paranoid about the gap between her teeth. So she wishes it was gone, but of course, since this is a freaking tooth wish, the tooth fairy stops by. Of course she does. And then she introduces her new, like, teeth placement program, where she takes teeth from underneath kids' pillows and then gives them to other kids. Yuck.
This is a great opportunity to launch my new tooth placement program.
So she gives Hazel a tooth, but since this is the Fairly Odd Parents, the tooth talks to her and has personality. But she keeps making a ruckus and has legit mouth parties. Yeah. So anyway, what's Perry been up to? Okay, no, so basically the tooth is being honored by the Tooth Fairy for being such a good darn tooth. But Hazel tries to prove that she is the worst tooth ever. And that's what she does.
This tooth placement program is a joke. At the end of the day, I go where I want and I do what I want. And the Tooth Fairy can't stop.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the finale. So Hazel is about to make her millionth wish. It took her freaking half a year, and it took Timmy 12 seasons. So right before she could make her millionth wish, their wands stop working, so they head off to Fairy World and see what Dev has been up to since we last paid attention to him.
Upon whose shoulders I, King Dev, conqueror of Fairy World, now stand.
Damn. So he is now in cahoots with the anti-fairies. Damn it, Dev, I was rooting for you. So basically, Dev trauma dumps and then says how jealous he is at Hazel, so he wants them to pay. Obviously, this is a selfish kid right here. I mean, obviously I still love him. I still think he's a good character. But obviously, he's never gonna admit that he's jealous of Hazel, but he was heavily insinuating this.
Not that deep. You don't know how hard it is for a guy like me. You've been overshadowing me.
So IREP throws Cosmo and Wanda in a trap where Perry has been rooting, or where Perry has been rotting in for who knows how long. Like, bro was suffering from magical buildup since he hasn't granted a wish in weeks, apparently.
Say hello to your son for me.
I kind of like how IREP is like okay with the suicide mission, since killing Perry is definitely gonna kill him. He should really talk to someone about that. Talk to the anti-fairy therapist. Oh god, it's 3 a.m. Also, anti-Cosmo and anti-Wanda show up for no apparent reason. They're just there to make the fandom happy.
If it isn't our arch nemesis Cosmo and Wand, none of that.
That's like their only purpose. So I don't get this at all. At all, guys. But apparently, Hazel simply tells her friends and brother about fairies, hoping that they will help save Fairy World. Like, girl, what? It was... What? Have you met Jorgen? Bruh. But her friends do not give a fuck. They do not care, bro. They do not care in the freaking slightest. Like, they already know. They already knew. Like, finally, people with brains.
You see, for the past year, I have had fairy godparents. No, I'm not quiet because I'm shocked. I'm not surprised at all, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I knew something was up. I know Dev taking over Fairy World and revealing magic and everything provided some much-needed context.
So we see how Dale is still an ass for no matter what Dev does.
He's right, son. Listen to your business partner.
But if we're partners, we should listen to each other. Keyword partners?
Keyword business.
His father will always hate him, apparently. Apparently, Perry is about to become Jeanette McCurdy's worst nightmare because he's on the verge of exploding. And Dev finally gets a change of heart once he heard Perry says that he actually cares about him, which he has never heard before.
I just want to make sure I do right by you. You're my first god kid, and I care about you.
Chips in the throne.
And he simply gives them the keys and then tells them where the chip to the big wand is. So Hazel arrives with her friends, and then they were able to get the chip in the big wand before all the fairies explode for magical buildup.
Okay, now all we gotta do is restore the big wand before Perry or anyone else has any magical backup.
Cosmo?
Yeah, bud.
Your ears are leaking confetti.
Pam, help me.
I really don't get how Cosmo was like already on the verge of exploding when he legit granted a wish, I don't know, that morning. And Perry hasn't granted a wish in weeks apparently. And they were on like the same level as a build up. Nice. Okay, so get this. For punishment of this whole thing, Dev loses Perry and his memory is erased. And for Hazel's millionth wish, she wishes that her friends and brother can remember fairies forever.
I want them to keep their memories and be allowed to know about fairies forever.
Didn't she already break like the biggest rule in the rule book? And no one seems to care. No one cares, bro. Like that wasn't her millionth wish. Like that wasn't her millionth wish, bro. Like her what? Like this is before she granted her millionth wish, but no one cares. No one cares. Oh God. What about my boy Dev? Like what about my boy Dev? Like I know he's done wrong, but damn, that's harsh. That is harsh, bro. He's a troubled kid. They can't expect all troubled kids to act like sunshine and rainbows like Hazel. He legit just took over Fairy World to get his dad's attention. That's how desperate he was to make his dad proud and to get his attention. But they're like, nah, you're the villain, bro. You're the villain. F you. He better have some justice. If they're making a season 2, I'm watching it just for him. Like, they better get some justice, bro. If he does not, I'm pissed, bro. I'm pissed. Like, hashtag Dev deserves better, bro. And maybe some therapy, bro. Like, what is going on? Like, what is happening, bro? Okay. It's late. Guys, as you can tell, that's my opinions. And do I think this half of the season was better than the first half? Honestly, definitely. It was really wacky, really weird, but I'm not gonna lie. I really did not care about the show too much until Perry came. Because again, his freaking dynamic with Dev is so freaking interesting. And if they make a season 2, I will watch it just for them. No cap. I will watch it. The show has yet to be renewed for a season 2, and I don't think they ever planned on making a season 2, so they probably did not expect the show to be so well liked by people. I mean, it has like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, so pretty good. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm sorry it's all over the place. I'm sorry if it felt rushed, or I'm sorry if it felt dragged out. If you guys like the show, let me know in the comments down below. Tell me what your guys' favorite character is and who you want to see more of in season 2 if season 2 comes out. Anyway, thank you guys, and bye. See you in the next one. Check out season 1. Check out my review of season 1 if you haven't already. Bye.
Wait. They're closing this thing out on a fart joke? Oh, they better give us a season 2!